I just scaled my Etsy shop to over $6,000 in revenue, which is crazy to think about because my previous highest month was only around $2,000. And I'll share exactly how I did it in a future video, but what I didn't expect was how different things would feel once I got there. See, everyone talks about how to grow your print on demand shop, like how to get more orders, boost your SEO, or go from zero to full time income. But what not a lot of people talk about is what happens after you scale. The unexpected problems that come with success, the part where things get stressful, messy, and way more complicated than you thought. And that's exactly what happened to me. Scaling fast sounds amazing, and it is, but it's also exposed a lot of weak points in my systems that I never noticed when my shop was smaller. So in this video, I want to share 5 brutal truths about print on demand that no one really teaches you. The stuff I wish someone had told me before my shop took off. Think of this as a little reality check, or maybe even a friendly warning before you hit those same growing pains yourself. Let's start with something that every print-on-demand seller eventually learns. You're only as good as the people who print and ship your products. You can have the best designs in the world, amazing product descriptions, beautiful mock-ups, but if your print provider messes up an order, you are the one who pays the price. Because to your customer, you're the brand, you're the shopkeeper, and you're the face that they interact with. And that's the tricky part about print on demand. You don't control production. You're trusting another company to print, pack, and ship everything on your behalf. So if something fails on their end, it will reflect on you. That's why choosing the right print provider is important. Personally, I use Printify, and one of the main reasons I've stuck with them is their flexibility and reliability. They give you access to a wide network of print providers all around the world. Some are great for apparel, others for mugs, wall art, or accessories. And that means if one provider starts having issues, I can easily switch to another without disrupting my listings. But another part that has given me peace of mind is their customer support. They've been genuinely helpful whenever something goes wrong, like when an order has significant production delays, or a package gets lost in transit, or maybe arrives damaged, or has a print error. You can submit an issue and reach out to their customer support team. Just explain the situation, and in most cases, they're more than happy to offer a refund or reprint right away. That kind of support really matters when you're trying to run a shop at scale, because mistakes happen, and having a print partner that's willing to fix things quickly helps you maintain your customers' trust as well as preserve your own bottom line. Here's another tip. Be transparent. Let your customers know, maybe in your listing photos, description, or messages, that you work with a production partner. It actually doesn't make you look unprofessional. In fact, it builds trust. And when something does go wrong, you can be honest about it. You can say, hey, I work with a print provider and it looks like there was an issue on their end. I've already reached out to them and we're getting this fixed for you. That level of honesty can go a long way because at the end of the day, you can't control everything that happens in production, but you can control how you handle it. Personalized products are one of the biggest advantages you can have on Etsy. When you give customers the option to personalize, like add a name, a date, or a short message, it instantly sets your shop apart. It gives the customer something that feels special, and that emotional connection is what makes people willing to pay more. And here's the thing, customization also adds a ton of extra work that most new sellers don't account for. When I first started offering personalized designs, I thought, okay, I'll just change the names and we're done. But once orders started stacking up, I realized how time-consuming it could get. Some of my products are simple, like just replacing a name in the same spot, but others have multiple components. Some have personalizable text, graphics, and layout changes depending on word length. And if one thing changes, the whole design sometimes needs to be rebalanced. So imagine doing this like 10 or 20 times per day. It adds up. I started spending hours every night just fulfilling orders, tweaking designs, exporting files, and uploading them to Printify. And when you have that much repetition, even small inefficiencies can start to drain you. That's when I realized the importance of building a workflow that works for you. Here are a few things that helped me. First, templates are everything. You can create editable templates in your design software like Canva, Kittl, or Photoshop. So all you have to do is swap names and export. Second, name your files consistently. For example, September 4 saramug.png. So it has a date, customer name, and product type. It keeps you from getting lost when you're juggling dozens of files and accidentally uploading the wrong file to an order. Third, you can batch your work. Instead of designing and uploading one order at a time, group them by product type and do all your edits first. Then do all your uploads. Lastly, set clear instructions in your listing. The fewer messages you have to send back and forth to clarify personalization, the better. Customization can be your biggest selling point, but without structure, it can also be your biggest bottleneck. So keep this in mind if you plan to add custom products to your shop. Here's one I really had to learn the hard way. You have to protect yourself. What do I mean? When your products are related to events like weddings, birthdays, bachelorette parties, or gifts, customers often come in with a deadline like, hey, can I get this by next Saturday? And when you're still in the early stages of your business, it's so tempting to say yes to every single request because you don't want to lose the sale, right? You need it to gain momentum. But that habit can backfire easily. There were times when I accepted last-minute orders just to make the customer happy. I'd rush everything, place the order immediately, and cross my fingers, and then sit there checking the tracking page every hour, hoping it would arrive on time. Sometimes it did, but when it didn't, I'd get refund requests or upset messages. So here's the truth. You have to set firm boundaries. If the customer's timeline is unrealistic or even just too close to call, say no. It's not worth the stress, the financial loss, or the potential bad review. Instead, do this. First, really learn the shipping and production timelines of your print provider and add this information to your listings. Sometimes the print provider will say they have an average of 2 days for production, but that's just it, an average. It can be longer or shorter, so account for this. Next, avoid making delivery guarantees. Just don't do it unless you're really sure you can make it on time, and that's accounting for everything that can go wrong with shipping. Instead, use phrases like estimated delivery. Lastly, if someone messages you about a rush order, be honest. Explain how long production usually takes and let them decide if they want to still order. When I'm offline, I have this information as part of my auto-response message. Of course, you should still sound friendly and accommodating while protecting your limits. And the bonus, setting boundaries actually makes you look more professional. Customers respect clear communication. It shows that you know your process and you're not just winging it. Let's talk about something that doesn't get enough attention: cash flow. When you first start print on demand, the financial side feels pretty manageable. You get a few sales a week, maybe a few per day, maybe you're using your debit card to pay Printify. It releases your funds pretty quickly and everything feels stable. But once your sales take off and you start getting dozens of orders a day, that's when you realize that cash flow timing matters a lot. Here's how it works. When a customer places an order on Etsy, you get paid, but Etsy holds those funds for a bit before they're available for payout. Printify, on the other hand, charges your payment method immediately to fulfill that order. So if you suddenly get a flood of sales, you might have hundreds or even thousands of dollars in pending payouts while your card gets charged over and over again. If your balance or credit card limit can't handle that, your Printify orders will start failing, which can delay shipments or lead to unhappy customers. When your shop starts going fast, you'll want to get ahead of the cash flow problem before it even happens. A few things that can really help are: 1. Using a credit card instead of a debit card. Ideally, one with a decent limit and maybe some cashbacks or rewards. That way, you have a short-term buffer to cover Printify charges while you wait for Etsy to release your payouts. 2. Set aside a small cash reserve just for fulfillment costs. Kind of like an emergency fund for your business. It gives you peace of mind when sales spike unexpectedly. 3. Track your payouts and Printify charges regularly. Even a simple spreadsheet that shows how much is coming in and going out can help you forecast and avoid surprises. It's not an exciting part of running an Etsy shop, but if you're serious about scaling, you have to treat it like a real business. Because the more you sell, the more money moves through your account, and that's a good thing only if you can manage it properly. Alright, last one, and this might be the most emotionally draining part of running a shop, and that is dealing with customers. Let's be honest. When someone asks for a refund, your heart drops. You immediately worry about a one-star review, or you feel defensive because you know you did your part. But good customer service is what separates successful shops from the rest. It's not about avoiding problems, it's about how you handle them when they show up. For personalized products, especially, communication is key. As soon as someone orders from me, I send them a message saying, "Thank you so much for your order. I'll be sending you a proof shortly to make sure everything looks perfect before printing." That simple message tells them I'm here, I'm paying attention, and you're not just another order number. If I don't hear back from them after 24 hours, I follow up with something like, "I just wanted to let you know that if I don't receive a response in the next 24 hours, I'll go ahead and send this to print so I can make it on time." It keeps things moving, and it also lets them know that you have been in constant contact from the beginning if ever a future problem arises. And when issues do come up, like maybe something got damaged or delayed, I approach it like a teammate. I'll say something like, "I'm sorry that this happened. I'll contact my print provider right away and we'll send you a new one." Or if they don't want a new one, I'll just say, "I'm happy to offer you a refund." Oh, but before you do though, do ask for photos or proof of damaged or wrong items. Because this is what you'll be submitting to Printify along with a screenshot of your conversation so that you can get a refund or reprint. You'd be surprised how far empathy goes. I always stay friendly, polite, and yes, I do use a few smiley emojis here and there. Maybe that helps, maybe it softens the tone, but so far it's worked. Even when mistakes happen, my customers usually leave at least not angry, and so far I've avoided one-star reviews because of how I handle things. Hopefully it stays that way. Remember, people don't expect perfection. They just want to feel heard and treated fairly. And when you handle things that way, good customer service can turn what could have been a disaster into a smooth recovery. Scaling your Etsy print on demand shop feels amazing, but it's not as simple as getting more sales. The higher you go, the more pressure builds underneath. You'll deal with production issues, customer expectations, financial juggling, time management, and that's all part of growth. But here's the good news. Every single one of those challenges teaches you how to run your shop like a real business. You become more organized, more strategic, and more resilient. So if you're just starting out or you're in that phase where things are starting to pick up, take these lessons as preparation, not discouragement. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button for me. It helps my content get seen by people who might need it, and subscribe if you haven't yet. In a future video, I'll be sharing how I went from 2K to 6K in just 1 month, with a real look into my dashboard and getting into what worked, what didn't, and what I'm doing differently next time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.